If you're a man, you don't cry about it. You take life, the ups and downs. If you're a real man, you never go down, you just stay up. That's why this sport coat costs $800 and that costs $200. And I don't know what that costs, I'd be ashamed to wear it. That's why I'm wearing lizard shoes and a Rolex watch.
Importing it, snorting it, any competition extorting it, anything I want affording it, got enough crack to get forward a hit, turn a saint to a sinner, lose to a winner, whether old school or upbeat, getting my shit's the best, Rick's the best, have your heart beating right out your chest, that Ric Flair like, woo! That Ric Flair like, woo! This is all I do, I got that Ric Flair like, woo! Woo! Styling, profiling, that Ricky make a girl go, woo!
Oh, I love this. Yeah. I love this. Yes. Can you check the camera that he's not on it?
Am I sitting there now?
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck? Oh, yeah.
The top of his head? Just the top of his head? Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck is it?
Oh, you got a oh, wait. Maybe do the Lee thing.
You've reached Goblin and Ogre.
It's good to know. I'm getting some respect around here.
Yeah.
What's that? Looking behind my fucking...
This is how all the guests sit.
All right, fair.
Well, today we have on our esteemed guest, great comedian in the city, great skit writer in the city, and also supreme enemy to our producer of the podcast, Ian Fergus.
Enemy.
We have him on just to discuss that growing rivalry.
I knew it. I knew this was going to be a bit.
Johnny Bada told me you're talking shit.
Okay. I can't even see you. What are we talking about? Okay. All right. First of all, I want to open up with the fact that I know this is a bit. This has to be a bit. This is crazy. You open it up. What time did you send me this message at? Because this was fucking crazy. I haven't talked to this guy.
I don't even know.
In a few months. I'm excited. I tell Daniel, I'm like, I can't wait
I
to
wasn't
see
talking to you because I was mad at you for talking shit.
And I was like, yo, have you been shitting on my jokes lately? This is at 6:44 yesterday.
I'm not gonna lie. I can't even. While you look this up, I can't wait for editing to find out how little of you is on this screen right now.
Yeah.
No, there's tons.
Is it tons?
Yeah, you look great.
Okay.
We could all sit in those seats.
Is it literally just the top of my head? Is it just my head?
No. Oh, it's more than you'd think. It's just the image of it, of how much shorter you are. That's funny. There's plenty of you. It's more than I thought. But if you think about it this way, my knees are in it, so it's like you're getting a good amount.
Can you see the how I'm sitting?
No.
Oh, perfect.
No.
I can be a little
I would say
flamboyant
it's
boy.
just below titty up.
All right. Nice.
Yeah, it would not be great if you were naked sitting like that.
Do you cut between us when we're talking? It's so difficult to see you guys.
Well, you're the one who put your two drinks also blocking.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I'm just using the table.
No, while you look that up,
Why use the table and the floor is so close?
That's true. Yeah, that's how we like our guests as diminutive. Oh, I messed up that word. Diminutive. Small. We like our guests as groveling to the floor as possible.
We got it. We got that fucking. We fucking nailed that word by the end of it. But
diminutive.
Okay, so 6:44 yesterday. This is what Ian hits me with. I know that this is to preface for the podcast. You're building a bit. I knew it.
Yeah.
Yo, have you been shitting on my jokes lately? Johnny Bada said you called me up my set corny, which no. I said I don't believe that at all. Ha 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 ha. You're on the pod tomorrow, right? No response.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, all right, let's just clarify this just in case. I'm like, haven't talked to Johnny in like a month. 12:09 a.m. Fucking 6 hours later. Johnny was been telling me.
Yeah, I was drunk. I didn't have work. I didn't have work today.
Yeah. Johnny was been telling me how much you hate me for months. Angry face emoji. Yeah. And I just said this morning, I was like, see you tonight.
Have you been hating him for months?
Not even kind of. I love Ian. Ian's
Not
like,
kind of.
Not
He
even
means
kind of.
Completely. He means as complete hate as possible.
Sheldrick.
That's terrible.
I love Ian.
But
But
you did specifically ask for him to be on the podcast when you did it.
Yeah, I was like, I love Ian. I want to see Ian.
Yeah, and then
I felt always bad coming to this place because it was called Enemies of Ian, and I was like, look, I want to change the tide. Friends of Ian.
No, I only have enemies.
Yeah, that's why you weren't allowed to come anymore.
The first time I actually met him, he was like, I'm not trying to make new friends.
That's so good.
Psychotic.
That's
insane.
that is the most psychotic sociopath thing.
Well, look how I treat my friends. I give them tiny chairs.
Yeah,
That's
this
true.
Is, but this is
you
also
just
funny.
This is super funny. It's
This
way
is
funnier.
funny.
If you could see the video, it's fucking hilarious.
I bet. Me looking up at you guys, I can already see. I can already picture it.
I feel like I'm podcasting with Wilson from Home Improvement. It's like, I see his eyes.
You fucking did this shit. You did this shit to me, and you gave Neil the nut man a fucking full size chair.
Well,
To be fair, Neil was framed exactly like that, sitting in the big chair.
That's
So-
true.
yeah.
Poor
Yeah.
guy.
Oh, that would have been so funny if we put him. We should have had him sit on the ground. Next guest, we'll have them sit.
It's a $25 application fee to get a chair at the podcast.
Yeah, that's true.
Bullshit.
I like that you got a drink. I've said this on the podcast before. I hate when I offer a comic like a drink.
Yeah.
And they go, "Oh, I've been sober for 2 years." I don't just get a ginger ale. I don't care anything, a club soda, anything. I'm just offering a drink. You get a milk.
I truly would have gotten like a beer, but yeah, I went pretty hard for the last 2 months, and I'm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well,
Divorced?
No. I went to Edmonton. I went to Edmonton for like 2 weeks, and just every night those guys, they got strong beer for very cheap, and we got fucked up and just gunning shows, and I woke up hungover every day, and I just didn't. I was, you know, it's bad when you're waking up and then having a beer immediately.
Yeah, I've done it, but yeah, it's bad.
It's great.
Yeah.
It doesn't ever feel good.
It does. It doesn't.
Can you guys
feel
see my
good.
mouth?
No.
No. Okay. So you can't see.
I can only see your eyes.
So you can't really see how I'm emoting at all.
No.
I'm putting on a lot, actually.
No.
Well, your eyes are doing a little bit of work. I wouldn't say your eyes are your strongest emoting features.
Yeah, blue eyes. I can tell that you have blue eyes.
How much more of the Ian's mad at me bit were we planning on doing?
Just not a. It's not a bit. He texted me all throughout the night while he was drunk, and he's like, "You have no idea how close I am to stabbing Max Sheldrick."
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing sharp down here.
Dude, there's fucking. I feel like I'm on a few comics lists.
You think so?
Let's
step out of the bit.
There's 4. Prop for
What?
sure.
No way.
3 or 4.
I hope they're cool so I can hang out with them.
No.
Max Sheldrick Haters Club.
I feel like there's a good chance, Ian, if I'm on those lists, there's a good chance you're on 1 or 2 of those lists.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. It's usually like the unanimously, like they're coming for everyone lists. But there's 2 of them that for sure. Yeah, I'm definitely on the.
Trying to
What
think.
in your head do you think there's any validity in any 4 of them for disliking you? Any validity? You don't have to say what it is, but
they're crazy. They're
really?
like insane, unhinged people that start doing a lot of them have been down in this basement before. Doing
this podcast.
Not this podcast, but the show Ian used to run for sure.
Yeah.
The open mic,
yeah.
the open mic scene that we started out in. Holy shit!
So no one of import, you would say,
God,
dislikes
no.
you. Yeah.
And if they see that, then it's just. I feel like
they hate you
they
now.
they're probably just reinvigorated it. Like I am killing him tomorrow.
It's great that never goes away.
What?
Like crazy people in stand-up.
Yeah.
No,
Like there's never been a
It's a
time
staple.
where you're like, there's just no crazy people right
dude,
now.
The other day there's this comic who like clearly insane. She's been banned from a few bars.
Oh,
and,
girl crazy.
Yeah,
That's
a
fun.
few bars already.
I think I know who. Go ahead.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably. She's making her rounds, but like she asked me to be on my podcast, and I really
She asked you to be on your podcast?
Yeah. No, she asked if she could be on my
Ballsy.
podcast.
Oh.
No, she asked to be on my podcast.
Can you be on your podcast?
And
Chandler.
it's pretty. Would be pretty insulting. It's just like, could you actually like try?
Yeah,
for one? Okay, all right, chill.
Yeah,
out.
Could you be you and not whatever the fuck you think is cool?
lady? Chill the fuck out.
Okay, let me
Okay,
reset.
so-
she asked to be on your podcast.
I'm letting her down easy.
Sure.
I'm like,
No, you're a cunt.
I know how to handle people.
Yeah.
I know how to handle people with oven mitts.
Sure, yeah.
Those types of people, and you can just see the gears grinding in her brain, where she's just like, yeah, okay, yeah, totally. Like she's hard blinking, and like shaking her head, and not really listening to what I'm saying. All she heard was no,
Right.
just spiraling. And then, oh man,
What's spiraling?
Oh, I know. I'm not words that she's saying. She's just saying a lot, but I know that there's a lot of.
She's having a mental breakdown.
Yeah.
of sorts.
Disassociating.
And she's like, I just figured it. I just figured it would be really, really good for my career if I were to get on, and it'd be good exposure. And I'm like, I mean, it gets like 200-300 views an episode. It's not that much. It's fine. Like you're gonna be okay.
You're not. Yeah.
You're gonna be fine. You could make a TikTok right now about what your thoughts are. It'll get more exposure than my podcast.
I'm disappointed. I thought he was at like Toronto Rogan, and we were having him on to really help our career.
Oh God!
Can you leave now?
No, I do have.
No.
I do have one video or one episode that hit 10,000 views.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
It's more or less about us talking about the foot fetish community, and
What? That's our main thing.
yeah.
No.
Foot fetish?
Yeah, we list the top 10 feet of the week.
Top 10 toesy woesies.
And then have you seen this person since and felt ire?
Yes, she's also been. I see her in my neighborhood now every once in a while
Yeah.
because I made the mistake of telling her what neighborhood I'm in.
Why would you? Listen, I'm going to turn you down. Also, by the way, I live at 24 Zimbabwe Drive.
No, it's just I can't remember what.
You referenced it at some point.
Yeah, it was before that, and before I kind of knew how crazy she was, and I made a bad mistake.
Yeah.
Of telling her the neighborhood that I'm in, and I kind of see her every once in a while. I'm like, fuck. I got to take a few extra turns before
can
going
almost
home.
guarantee you if Lee runs into her at an open mic, there's a good chance she'll be on this podcast in the
That's how you book.
next couple months.
I hate this person.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, can you be on? No, I'll give you. You just go. From now on, you have to pick where your fake neighborhood is, and you say it all the time. It doesn't matter where you can say Little Portugal, and you just say that automatically, unless you live in Little Portugal.
Make up a fake
Young and
producer.
Yeah, good night.
Send him north.
Fake producer.
Yeah.
Make one up.
Yeah.
And then just say bookings go through this person. When I booked Orangeville, I booked a show in Orangeville at a country bar there for a while. Did you ever do it?
No, she knows who my producer is, and she's been
fake one
stalking him
You just
real
make-
hard.
Oh,
make
really?
A fake one up. I created a fake producer that people had to go through. I
For
would
what?
be booked at Orangeville.
Oh yeah,
It was just me.
you kept sending it to me. You sending me to him.
You know what though?
up.
That's not even crazy advice. I got that as specific professional advice when I was like, I've been working on those like Brampton Rose shows or whatever, and they told us they had like a talent agent come in to like talk to all the producers for that city show or whatever.
Okay.
And she said that's a real, very normal thing. A lot of my artists, before they were working with me, they would you make up a fake profile, name, everything, and you just every time questions come in, and it just lets you filter it. And you can also be super dismissive of people that you would feel guilty to be like if you're like, no, that's not enough. I need to be paid at least $300. You have a wall, and Dr. Zimbabwe is my guy, but
Dr. Zimbabwe?
Yeah, he's a doctor. Agent is a doctor. Yeah.
Dr. Zimbabwe.
Yes.
Is the fake person that you made up.
Well, let's not put that out there. Everyone's hearing this now, and I'm gonna have to change it.
You're the one who fucking said it.
It's like a shell corporation.
Dr. Zimbabwe.
A Sheldrick corporation.
Shell. Oh, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Sheldrick.
The
very
word's
good.
there. It's good.
See, this is I know why you don't like him. He said it's pretty good. I said it's very
Yeah,
good.
you're
That
always
was a
building
very
me up,
good
Sanker.
joke.
That's why you get the big chair.
That's
Yeah.
right. Also,
Look, I'll
we
take
needed
the little
to hold me up.
We could all go get those little chairs.
I I'm not even
Actually,
against
you know
that
what?
future.
I feel bad.
I'm gonna get myself one, and then me and you, we're gonna be the low boys, and then we got this
I'll hold your
fat
mic.
cat sitting up top.
Could you also? I'm having a oven is on moment. Can you double check that camera's recording? I'm just having, I'm just sitting here and I'm listening to you, and you're very interesting. It should be red.
Okay, all right.
He didn't even say anything. He just looked at it, and his eyebrows went up. It's on? Yeah. Okay. All right.
But yeah,
I love this.
crazy.
Okay,
Crazy's
I'm not
definitely.
gonna lie. I thought I would feel like a king, but
Now you feel like an asshole.
I
don't
feel like
you?
an asshole.
Yeah, you do.
These
It's so
chairs are
weird.
better.
Yeah,
I'm sure they're more.
they
comfy.
are for sure more comfortable. That's why I didn't put a stink up about it. I was like, oh, no.
my booty feels-
This is all right.
Yeah.
But now I'm worried that I might not be in the shot.
You got.
Oh well, now.
All right. Well, now I
yeah,
gotta
you can check.
All
You
right.
can check. Yeah.
You can also see the perspective.
Yeah, it is pretty funny. It is pretty good.
That's my work for the episode.
Yeah.
I don't
good.
need to make any jokes.
I like it.
Just off camera. We talked about having a God mic.
Yep.
And then that way, people that we
Oh
think are
my
too
God.
ugly to be on the podcast. can
That
still be on.
episode where we talked about the God mic,
Yeah.
that was a rough listen.
Oh, was it?
With the pool in the background.
Oh yeah.
They were playing pool over here.
Yeah, some guys just came down in the middle of the podcast, started playing pool.
And
We're
So
all
you're telling me
cowards.
that you guys don't get this area free?
what we sort of do. The owner is never here to police it. So
Also, we pay no money.
we were also me, Lee,
Here.
and Ian were cowards to say anything. So we just let it happen.
So you're telling me that 2-3 guys?
Oh, we had about 6 people down here. There was 6 of us that night.
And how did you guys explain what
We
was
even
going
had a
on
black
down
woman.
here?
We had a black woman. She didn't do anything.
Yeah.
I was
Who's the black
expecting
woman?
My bouncer.
Oh,
Dr. Zimbabwe's wife, actually.
Mrs. Dr. Zimbabwe.
Mrs. Zimbabwe.
and she didn't even do anything.
She didn't say anything.
She didn't say shit.
Nah,
didn't
she
say-
sucked her teeth a couple times.
Yeah. She gave him looks, but that was about it.
I tried doing it.
The only
I got something in my teeth.
The only tough guy moment I had is they were playing pool, and the guy.
Hey, can you not break it so hard?
The guy had to make a shot, and he nudged my light slightly so that he had more space. And that's the one moment in the pod. It's the funniest fucking moment. I have to isolate it. It's me go, hey, can you don't touch my light?
Can you watch the studio lights at least?
No, Sager, you were like,
Oh, it's as though we're not doing a
we're
podcast.
recording here.
Oh, it's as though we're not doing a podcast here.
Listen, we're the least professional podcast ever, which is
I
why
mean-
we don't get the 300 hits that you get, plus 10,000. Technically,
Yeah.
you should tell people you get 10,000 and 300 views.
We average like 400 or 500 an
That's
episode
good.
right now.
Yeah.
For like the first 15, it's good.
Johnny told me they're using bots, so
We are using bots.
I get all of my intel from Johnny Bada.
I don't believe that.
He's got his.
When was the last time you talked to Johnny Bad?
Yesterday when he was telling me you were talking shit,
Yeah.
Okay, what was he saying that I was saying?
he said my jokes are corny.
Yeah.
You read the text?
Jokes
Let
are
me see
corny.
these texts from Johnny.
Oh, no, we use carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon.
Yep. A lot of pigeons out there not doing nothing. These pigeons need jobs.
Damn it. I'm not yes-anding this. I'm not yes-anding carrier pigeon.
We should start using these pigeons for stuff around Toronto. Put these
Why?
pigeons to work.
They're getting a free
Pulling
ride.
banners. We can make little goblin ogre banners and hang them from the pigeons like a cape.
I guess so. I don't know. We need a pigeon expert to really answer that question.
Man, Mike Tyson was running pigeons when he was like 6.
Yeah, he was a pigeon expert. At
He
that
can't even
time.
read.
He transferred his career to boxing. He was pigeon expert from 6 to 15, I
Racing
believe.
pigeons,
he meant.
right?
Yeah.
No, you
and
don't-
just kissing
Oh,
pigeons.
you said race or raise?
Yes. Racing.
Both.
That's a thing, but he didn't race pigeons.
Did he not?
No,
I thought he did.
He just loved.
He's got like racing pigeons now because in the Netflix thing, he was like, "This pigeon's my like prize pigeon."
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
man.
now get $10 million to spend on pigeons before I die.
He can do whatever he wants. There's that big. Hey, did you hear Jake Paul is retiring from influencer boxing?
No.
It makes me so mad.
Well, I don't mind Jake Paul.
Yeah,
the thing
yeah.
that's been bothering me about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson is that everybody who doesn't watch boxing at all
Yeah.
put their opinions in, and I'm like, shut up.
He's
People are like, you throwing the fight. No one threw a fight.
He's just old. He's
Yeah,
an
he just
old
took
man.
it easy on an old man.
Yeah. You know what?
No, none of us here would knock out an old man.
No.
You
I mean,
oh,
for,
you
like,
mean yeah.
How much
like,
money? $20 million?
Yeah, but you get the
Yeah.
you get the 20 million even if you
Regardless.
don't knock him out.
Yeah,
True.
That money's coming to you
There's
regardless.
no incentive.
So there's no incentive
to knock him out.
Yeah.
out an old man and make ruin
Yes.
everybody's night.
But I know what Sheldrick is saying is if they said to do this fight against an old man, $20 million, $25 million
Dude.
to knock him out.
$20 million and $20 million and $1.
$1. A $1 bonus for a
A
knockout. You're
single
like,
dollar bonus. I'm fucking knocking him out. I don't give a fuck.
somebody's buying a cheeseburger on the way home. Yeah.
It's good though. Like it's good to see like. I don't know that it's all fucking bullshit. Like it's good to know that like YouTube, like because YouTube's now getting into the zeitgeist so much more.
Yeah.
It's like now those worlds are starting to mix, and then it hypes everyone up, and then you kind of just see at the end of the day that it's all bullshit.
Oh, like all the anything they're selling us is all
Yeah,
bullshit.
it's like the amount of hype, like anything that this massive hype train nowadays. That people are like, it's going to be fantastic. And it's like this guy who's been barely putting any work. He's been putting more work into YouTube. And then you got Mike Tyson, who's been retired from boxing for fucking how long? Like 20?
Well, he fought
Roy Jones Jr.
3 years
What,
ago.
on that exhibition? That
Yeah.
was that was boring.
Yeah, well,
That
that
was
was two
boring.
old men fighting. Yeah, that's
That was boring as shit. And now, like, man, just watching the amount of people that were like, man, watching like the reels that he was posting, and being like, look how fast he is, and it's like, yeah, for that 5-second highlight,
Yeah.
like you don't know if that was like a full day, and they're
Well-
like, and that's the clip
that's
right
what
there.
comics do the same thing when they post their clips online. They're
100%.
like, look how funny I am. And you're like, yeah, for 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds, yeah. And you weren't that funny. I kind of hated the video, but liked it because I want to be friendly.
Yeah.
I don't like anybody's videos.
You don't like anybody's video?
No. I
Once in a
begrudgingly like videos that Lewis Mold sends me to try to get him to stop sending me all his
Oh
videos.
yeah.
He sends me every single one. I'm like, what?
I ignored the last 3.
I posted one positive story about my stand-up, and this guy fucking sent me a I'm throwing up emoji. I was like, might not have gone viral, but this is still a good bit. And he's like,
Yeah.
What did you say positive about your?
that's what I said. I was like, I posted on my story. I'm like, this might not have gone viral, but it's a good bit.
And then I threw up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Would you say it was a good bit? You did like it.
It was hard to hear it through the throwing up.
Yeah, fair enough. God,
You're saying almost immediately, which means you didn't even. What he's saying, I just hope you're putting this together, is that it's not that he watched the bit and then started throwing up. The second he saw you posted a bit, he started throwing up, and so he said he's never heard the bit.
Yeah.
So it's immediately vomited.
It could be a very good bit.
Do you want to hear the bit?
Well, I don't want to throw up right now.
Fair enough.
And to be fair, I don't want him to throw up either, so don't look him too closely in the face because
That's why I'm
If it's
using tables and Sanker's belly to hide myself.
Oh boy. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, are you still doing your skit stuff?
Sketches, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm coming back with them. I kind of realized the last few batches that I've made, sometimes they're like really high quality, and I don't want to sound like an arrogant prick. It's a lot of effort that I put into them.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like sometimes anywhere from like 20 to 30 hours into one video, some of them.
Yeah.
And that's unsustainable. And then some of the other ones that are like too low of effort that I'm just like, this is like base level humor. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
it's like really just playing to the back of the room kind of shit. Like it's the same as open mic, like
Comedy,
just
yeah.
saying something that I think only my friends will fucking laugh at.
Yeah,
As opposed to being like a little bit relatable. So it's like trying to find that medium again.
I've said this before.
10 hours of work.
10
seems
hours,
to
yeah,
be-
that's-
that would be the sweet
If I
spot.
can make a video in 5 hours, that's good.
Yeah.
That's like from writing, shooting, and editing. That 5 hours. 5 hours is perfect.
A day's work, a normal at a
Yeah.
job.
Day's work, Sanker. You've been out of the job market too long, my
Sure.
friend.
Do people
5
work longer
hours
than 5 hours?
That's what teenagers work at Sobeys.
They closed the Sobeys.
5
by my
hours
house,
of
so you're
concerted
wrong.
effort. 8 hours if you're fucking around a little bit.
That's an adult work day.
That is truly an adult work day. Yes.
No, I'll say I always liked the quality of the humor and the production.
Thank you.
Of your skits.
Well, I appreciate it. I don't know. I get demoralized pretty easily sometimes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like when something.
That's
when I
because
like
you have a wife and she puts you down.
No, I mean maybe.
I'm joking.
No,
Yeah,
she's great.
No,
It's
you're
just-
low self-esteem. You think?
I was doing mushrooms a lot. I don't know if you remember that. I was doing microdosing every day for like 6 years. Maybe,
What?
Yeah.
6 years?
Yeah. Well, I take like a week off
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
6 I don't know, maybe like a 2-month break right there, but it's like for pretty consistently for 6 years, and I got pretty insecure at a certain point.
Really? You think does it? I've never. Does it amplify?
It amplifies
Emotions?
emotions. It amplifies all emotions. I don't know. I flip flop back and forth as to what my opinion is on microdosing and shit like that. But like, I wasn't microdosing at a certain point. I was just taking mushrooms.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah,
For like
mushrooms can be too much. Like you,
Yeah. That's,
also, the problem is going and doing shows on mushrooms is tough.
Yeah,
because
that's
they're not like it's not like the shows are going bad, but being around comics, like you can't walk around because it takes away all fucking armor. You're very psychologically vulnerable around like arguably some of the shittiest people.
then I walk in.
he just said he's insecure, and we said we have a whole plan to shit on him before the podcast. During, we'll put him in a small chair.
Yeah.
But then I joined him in the small chair.
That's true. So now we're equals.
But I know we're all fucking friends. So at the end of the day, it's like it's not. Oh,
No, I'm just joking. Yes.
Take it easy.
We are friends.
Look, I will cry.
You are friends.
Okay.
I'll say this towards your friendship. Top 10 best huggers in the comedy scene in Toronto.
Oh,
Well, that's
fucking
nice.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I try. I
Who
try my best.
else is in your top 10? Top 10 hugs of the week.
Top 10 hugs of the week.
This is where you put a title, go spinning.
Yeah. We don't. Dobsky's up there.
Dobsky's a
although
good
once
hugger.
in a while, too
doesn't
long.
hug me.
What?
Well, now he does actually. Nowadays,
Yeah.
He didn't for a long time.
What do you think that's about?
Doesn't like being touched. He told me,
Yeah. So
Yeah, I get that.
I get that.
I don't like being touched.
I don't like being touched either.
which is fair. But
I had to get used to hugging when I joined comedy because a lot of comedians
Hug.
and it was weird for me because I hug takes we have to know each other for a long time.
Yeah.
And there was people who are like, we've been friends, but like knew each other for like a year, and they were coming in for big hugs, and I was like, I don't like this.
you know what's interesting though is that now that I've eliminated mushrooms in my life
Less
consistently, a lot less hugs.
Oh.
I'm more of a like smile and nod kind of guy. Like, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Good to see you.
You're also older. Like when you're, I don't know.
Yeah, true.
Like how many people that we know have quit that I used to hug? Now they're gone.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not going to get new hug spots.
I don't see a lot of my friends.
Like I'm not going to start hugging these 19-year-old kids that are starting comedy.
The vast majority of our
their
friends are
butts.
like fucking. Most of them quit.
Yeah.
Most, if not, like, I'd say like a good 4 out of 5 quit.
That's what I want to do as a series. The Where Are They Now?
Of comics
of
doing
Toronto
incredible.
open mic comedy, specifically open mics that people that quit. Because I've seen a couple people that I follow on Facebook,
Yeah.
where you can tell their life just got better.
Yes.
Like
Most,
people who
if not
quit
all,
get
got
married,
better
like right away.
After quitting
four
open
out of-
mics. What are you talking?
If you say 4 out of 5 quit,
Yeah.
out of those 3 out of 4, their lives are much better.
Yeah,
At least minimum.
100%.
And then that one person is the person that you see like walk past an open mic and they like stare in. They're like, I could have been something.
Yes.
Do you know how fucking good I was
Living
at
in the
open
past.
mics?
Living in the past. Oh man.
Do you know how fucking awesome I was at getting there early and signing up? Oh, everyone saw me. I was always the first
I
on
would
the
always
list.
push my way to the front. So I would have a pen ready.
I was so good at drinking water and not tipping.
I would be asking the bartender, "Is the list out yet?" And even when she told me that no, it was not out, and stop asking, I asked again.
I would start my own list sometimes and tell her that when you put out the list, you put these names on first.
I was the guy who when the list would come out and somebody missed it, I would go, wait, no.
He was here
Matt,
first.
He was here first. You get the list first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it was him, then her.
I took a mental note.
No, I was really good at being a fucking cunt.
Oh, man. Yeah, no. I would love that. Like a series on quitted comedians. That's not a word. But
Where
you know
are
what I
they
mean.
now?
Where are they now?
Dude, fucking, some of them are on the news. Like
Yeah, well.
Jennifer Shung.
Oh, yeah.
She's on.
Which one? CP24?
Headlines. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden, Jennifer Shung just starts doing fucking the news.
I know. That kind of came out of nowhere.
I think she did news stuff before.
Well, she must
yeah,
have.
but now she's CP24, and now she's on Wednesdays at Yucks all of a sudden.
But also, CP24
Where?
isn't really the news.
I don't
It's
know
that
her.
weird channel that, like, you just
Interesting.
watch in a bar. I only ever see CP24 on in a bar.
Are you about to check that fucking camera?
No, I'm going to.
Just let it ride, brother.
You're gonna get a tiny chair.
Yeah.
No. It is for sure uncomfortable, but someone has to.
Then I'm going to lower it.
Yeah, we should keep us all with so much headroom.
No, it's been
You'll
good.
see, Sanker. Once you get over here with your new chair,
You'll be.
we should get rid of those other chairs.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me see that.
Oh, yeah. Look at this guy. He just knows production.
Yep.
That's the thing.
I know a problem's
He
coming.
was just censoring me because he doesn't like my jokes.
Oh, yeah. This is so comfy.
It's good,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah. It's the table height.
I think you guys. Yeah, no, for sure.
Table height is weird. I forgot to turn
Talking
my mic
the whole
back on.
time like this.
Yeah, now this is. He's definitely when you go back there. Definitely Wilson. Now
Yeah.
when he's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because this is perfect height.
For a second, I thought you were talking about Wilson from that Tom Hanks movie, Castaway.
But
Oh, Wilson. Yeah.
We should get him on the pod.
We should. No, what I've
Wilson?
actually wanted to do is a setup just like this, and probably one of these chairs, and do like probably 30-minute long interviews with all the weirdos that we can know. Like really get to know like their background, their life, childhood.
I really do want to see, because one of the reasons why I love this podcast as well is that you do sometimes get those guys on here.
Oh
Well, there was a window
it's-
cleaner guy wanted to be on.
The
Right there?
window cleaner?
Yeah, the guy who cleans the window at this bar. He asked me to leave if he
What's
could be on
his
the
thoughts?
podcast.
That's what I would love to know.
fucking loot.
He wanted to tell us about all the naked ladies he sees when he cleans windows.
Love it.
The high rise.
That's so great. No,
I wonder how differentiate, like how different those stories are from another. Like there was this one time I was doing.
Oh, yeah,
Do you think it did a difference between? It was like D's Asian.
Yeah, I think what you're insinuating, and I think you're right.
A's black. Weird. Big ass though. Big ass.
Well, he was black, so he would.
All right.
Oh, I like
big
this
ass
even better. Big ass.
Dough.
He has a big ass.
No, that's what he would say.
Big ass dope.
Okay.
Dough.
Big ass dope.
Sorry, Sanker. I'll have to explain this urban speak to you.
Yeah, sir. I don't know about that stuff. No. My dream when I started any podcast I ever started, even when I was doing it with him and Flicks with Dicks and stuff, my dream was to talk to a garbage man.
Oh, bro, we can get garbage.
You
man.
can get garbage men, but funny that you bring on Flicks with Dicks because
Yep.
I got the old what is it? The old comics table from Underground, and I flipped it on its backside. It has one of the fucking stickers.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say that we booked you and then never had you on.
Oh no, we
We
did it.
stopped the
I
podcast.
was on one time, and then I went around the room tried to get. It was one of the live ones that you guys did.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
And then I tried to get the audience to tell Domsky that he's fucking ugly.
Oh yeah,
Domsky didn't take
Domsky
it well.
said he was a 10. He said he was a bald 10.
which is fucking wild.
And I
Yeah.
remember a mention of Jason Statham, I think, at that time.
I
Are
think
you
it-
crazy?
I'll tell you something.
Oh,
I loved that moment, and I clipped it and made it one of our clips.
he didn't like it.
He didn't like. He wasn't happy about it.
Well-
No. Dobsky, one of my best friends,
loved him.
has a fragile ego.
Yeah.
he loves himself, and that's good. That's important. But when you remind him that he's, you know, he's not the best looking guy in the world. He's not a bad looking guy, but not the best.
He's better looking now than he was when he thought he was a 10.
Correct.
I had this sketch type of sketch that I like to do that Backroom inevitably co-opted, where it was what's it, Bob O'Reilly, that song, like, and I'd just be like, get footage of like a comic friend of mine where I'd be like, yep, that's me, stand-up comedian Black Zeus. Probably wondering how I got here. Like, just go through that whole thing. But then I made this. Dobsky was the last one that I made because I was like, I definitely hurt his feelings, and I'm like, I can't keep doing this to people when it's like. They got to know that I'm joking around, and it can't be on a club, a comedy club profile. Like, this is, I don't like that this is on here. I'm like, I'm hurting people's feelings. And I also read it while I was on my anniversary, and I was on mushrooms, where they posted it on that day, and it was like, yep, that's me, stand-up comedian Jeremy Dobsky. You're probably wondering how I got here. Well, I'm a fucking asshole. And the music just keeps playing for like 5 seconds, and I'm like, yep, that's it. Get a lot of creative freedom with that video.
It's hard to toe the line is the wrong word. Whatever. It's hard to not cross the line when it comes to shitting on your friends. And then you can see their feelings hurt for a second. And you're like, I kind of regret this, but also I thought this was our thing.
Gotta crack some eggs to make an omelet.
Yeah.
That's right. Gotta hurt some of your friends' feelings to be funny.
Yeah, but it's also sometimes it's good to know that you have that. You still have that gauge. That you're fucking with, like that. You're like, because there's a way to push past that and be like, yeah, fuck you. And it's like, if they're actually legitimately like, okay, that was a little far, and you're just like, nah, fuck you. Then you start to become kind of a prick.
Yeah. Well, but some people are like that. They can't help it. They're double downers, I call them. It's not a clever word, but they if you call them out on something, instead of being like, hey, oh shit, I was kind of an asshole, they go mean, and then quietly on their own they deal with them being an asshole, but they never admit to it in person.
Yeah, no, zero accountability.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of a toxic trait. It's more or less a little bit of the characteristics of a sociopath, but
sounded kind of awesome to me.
Yeah, sounds like a cool bro.
Kind of reminds me of like a Hannibal Lecter kind of thing.
Sounds like a guy we need to get on this podcast. We should have a cannibal. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I was like,
what'd you do that for?
What, cannibalize?
No, you're like, yeah. How dare you? My feelings are hurt, dude. Ow.
You know what it was?
Ow, my feelings.
And it wasn't even that I didn't like what you were saying. It's just I've realized this. I'm one of those people that go, you're talking, but I want to say something that's unrelated to what you're saying, so I'll wait for it to be over, not acknowledge what you just said, and then start talking about what I wanted to say.
Do you think I need that done to me in public? I get that at home every day.
Oh yeah, I get that a lot from. You know what? Maybe you have it. How long you been married? Roughly?
8 years.
I always go roughly, especially if like the girl is in front of them, because if you get it wrong, like sometimes that might cause issues. So I just say roughly. 8 years. That's a long time.
Yeah, we've been together for 14 though.
Wow. Were you guys high school sweethearts?
Nah, first day of college we met.
Oh, okay, so right after.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I met her at the bus stop. She was fucking asking. She was tricking a little bit.
Asking for money?
Like, hey, sweetheart, I just got into college. You want to get out of here?
That would seem like a sweet story. You're like, how'd you meet your girl? Well, she was homeless.
She asked me for $5, and I said, how about an apartment?
No, I need relationship advice.
On that resume?
That would be nice, because that's not taking advantage. Because some people would be like, I started to use my money to use, but you're like, I just worked on her resume with her.
Yeah, you just sat down, brass tacks. What are your skills? Look, I know you're smoking crack, but we gotta fucking think realistically.
Yeah.
I'm good with lighters.
Yeah. I'm good at cooking.
Good with lighters. That's good.
My
That's
hands
good.
are pretty blistered.
All right. How about
working hands?
tactile? Tactile. There we go.
I own many more spoons than most people.
That's good.
Yeah.
I got a spoon thrown at me once.
Really?
Yeah. In like going to Amsterdam.
Okay.
Branston.
Yeah.
Going to? So
Yeah.
walking on the street?
Yeah, I was in Brantford, and I was walking down the street, and a car went by and threw a heroin spoon at me
Nice.
because it was all bent and burnt.
Yeah. Did it hit you?
No, it landed a couple feet in front of me, but I was like, "What the hell, man?"
Maybe they're just tossing it.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I feel
More or
like
less.
you've told this story wrong in your head.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't
think it was
see a person
intentional?
to be like, "If we're just tossing the spoon, let's wait till after the person." We might
heroin.
hit him with a spoon.
I think it had nothing to do with you, brother.
Then what? Why are they getting rid of their spoon?
Well, probably need a new spoon.
I don't know. The spoons don't get like burnt out.
I don't know. That
you
I
don't
don't
burn
know
through the
enough.
spoon.
He
I don't
might
think
be
any of
right.
us know.
He might be right. They might have been wasting a spoon, which why else would you waste a spoon? I kind of want to throw a spoon at him.
Maybe they're
now.
kicking heroin and they're like, you know what?
Oh,
La-
it's a
It'd be funny
go
if I
ahead
had
with that,
picked up
sorry.
heroin though. They were like quitting it and they threw their spoon out. I'm like, well, I gotta use a spoon for something.
You touch it, now you're a heroin addict. It's cursed. Cursed spoon.
That's the monkey paw.
I could have had
I
a
wish
heroin
for more
problem
heroin.
and kicked it by now.
Be careful what you wish for.
I could have done a whole heroin aspect of my life that I missed out on that.
You could do it still.
No, I'm
Trust me.
I'm too old to start heroin.
I don't think
you're
that's
never
a
too
thing.
old to start heroin.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be at least one person who started at 50.
100%.
Yeah. Not that 50's that old.
One person? There's a lot of it. Go downtown. There's a lot of people who are starting later in the years.
Do you think there's anyone who started with heroin first?
Oh yeah.
Opening, like,
No
the first
weed.
drug?
No
Well,
weed,
do you mean
no coke?
heroin or just opiates? Because it's common that like people will get a surgery and then
Yeah.
start doing pain pills, and then you just move to heroin because it's cheaper, and your doctor won't give you any more pain pills.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, they were at a party and someone was like,
I don't think there's anyone who's just like, who just on a impulse or like peer pressured into doing heroin at a
Yeah,
party.
you go into a room where there's people doing heroin, and that you're
Don't
like,
you want to be cool?
this is a fun room.
Look at Terry. He's just
everyone's standing, sleeping. I want to join this room.
yeah, it does look cool. Look, all I'm
What?
saying is you're at
This
a party.
is chill.
Someone offers you a beer. You go, no, I don't drink. And they go, oh, well, we got heroin. You go, well, maybe. Maybe that's at least one. The
You can put
billions
heroin.
of people.
You can smoke heroin, can't you?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I think if anything, that's how your first if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
accidentally or like at a party, yeah, it's got a little bit of heroin in it. Touch.
Oh,
You can
yeah.
And you're
snort
just
heroin,
like, how
too.
much? And they're like, a little bit.
Just a
And you're-
little.
And then you're like, ooh,
Well, even-
this is great.
You said you could smoke heroin, but that's what the spoon is usually is black tar heroin, and you burn it on the spoon, and you smoke it with a little tube. You
Do you?
Well, you're
siphon
getting a
it,
couple
yeah.
things
Is that
confused
why?
because the spoon is for you cook the heroin
And then you take the
into
injection.
the water and then you pull it out.
Oh yeah, you're right. But
But you
I've seen
can also smoke
the
lots
vapor.
of things off of
Yeah.
a spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do dabs off a spoon.
You can.
They could have been using that spoon for dabbing.
I don't see a lot of dabbing anymore.
You like? I think you don't see it a lot because there's no more. There's no
weed
weed
shows?
lounges.
Yeah, that's the first time I
that's
saw
where
it.
I would see it all the time.
Yeah.
Anytime you walk into a weed lounge, I just went. There's a weed lounge. The first weed lounge I've seen in years was in Edmonton, and dude, it's might as well be a heroin den. Everyone's so sedated.
Hate
It's fucking crazy.
dab rooms.
Dab
like
rooms-
Vape on the Lake got so dab heavy
Yeah.
that it was such a tough gig to do because you got to take a bus all the way out to fucking Humber fucking school, and then people walk in with toolboxes, do like 3 dabs right away, and then they just look at you grumpy.
Yeah,
Because people on dabs, they'd be
'Cause they
like
can't keep up.
upset looking.
yeah, because you're talking too fast. They
Yeah,
can't keep
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
I once saw what is it? Did one of Mike Rita's shows at Planet Paradise.
Yeah.
That place
and-
is still open.
It's still open. Yeah, I just don't see him doing much shows there right now. But what was it? Danny Martinello went on late in the show. Mm-hmm. High energy. He came at him guns a blazing, which should
That's his stuff,
any other
yeah.
show will work.
Yeah.
He immediately alienated the entire audience. They couldn't handle the amount of charisma he was coming out. And granted, I saw him in 10 minutes. He changed gears a lot.
Yeah.
Which he got some laughs, but he couldn't recover from that initial like burst of energy where everyone like just shut down because they can't process it.
Yeah.
Like there's it gets to a sold out audience. I think it was for Just for Laughs Toronto. Yeah, if I recall correctly, and it was just so hot box.
Yeah.
And stoners, if you alienate them, they are more than willing to just wait for the next comic.
Yes, they're not rude, but they'll just sit there and they'll
be like, unless you're on from the start of it, there's a chance that they'll be like, I missed the boat on this guy. I'm not on it.
Yeah, that's so true. They can even not dislike you, but they just, you're right, miss the boat is the best way. If they don't catch that train of humor, they're, I'm going to hit myself in the face for saying train of humor, but if they don't catch it, it's, the jokes are going and they're just like, it's like when you fall behind on a song that you're singing to, and then you're like, I'm going to catch the second chorus. Like, I'll just wait.
I mean, the thing is that some comics will expect they'll expect the audience, like the stoner audience, to get on their wavelength. It's like, no, you got to meet them.
Yeah.
Like, that's fucking, that's Rita's superpower.
Yeah.
He's able to connect with any audience. It's great. Like, to match whatever energy they're at and then take them from there to wherever he needs them to be.
Well, he had a lot of training in that. That's like doing pull-ups wearing a weighted vest.
Yeah.
But you get really good at it. I got banned from Planet Paradise.
Really?
Yeah.
For what?
I told a joke about putting a pencil in my butt. And the owner said he didn't want any of that gay shit there. When the joke was about me finding out I'm not gay. Because I didn't like the pencil in my butt.
Of course not.
But Natish was running the show, and I was his roommate at the time.
Yeah.
And then he came home that night. He's like, the owner said he doesn't want you there anymore.
That is so funny. That, like, there was no talking him out of it?
No, he was just a thug dude, didn't like gay shit, man.
Funny.
You know what? It kind of depends on the owners and stuff. Like when I was doing that Lot 25 show in Brampton, there was a couple of people that I don't even think they did anything that bad, but the manager or something would come up to me. They're like, never bring that person back again. And there was just something in there that, like,
the bouncer at that show was the only person who liked me there.
He loved you. he was it.
The audience hated me, but that guy loved me.
Ian does great. On that particular night, he had
bouncers.
A very awkward set. But
big demo bouncers. The security, the only people who can kick you out.
But you don't understand. It's not like he was nice to Ian that night and was like, "Oh man, I thought you were good." You know, you get that once in a while. No, like shows after, he would bring up Ian once in a while. Like he loved him.
Yo, where's that silly guy?
Where's that white boy?
Where's white silly boy with the fucking mustache?
He was talking about putting pencils in his ass. He's hilarious.
Dude, that might even be a little gay. It's a little gay. But it was funny. I like it.
Do you ever, I have one in my head for me. Do you ever remember saying anything on stage that you realized you lost them with I shouldn't have said that. That was dumb.
All the time. Anytime I try something new. Anytime.
Once a set.
Dude, at least anytime I try something new, there's definitely a point in there where I'm like, all right, and that's where I go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
It's like I'll have the connective tissue and then try to stretch it and then be like, and like, I don't know, man. Like, but that's also just any... Like, that's just writing material. You got to be able to bomb.
Yeah.
Like, there's constantly, if I'm writing anything new, there's a point within it that is a rough edge that eventually I'll be like, oh, and I lost them and can't get them back.
This is why I think it's a good idea to just try anyway and bomb anyway, even if you're going to have those moments.
Yeah.
Is because you know what hurts way worse than trying something new and doing okay, but then bombing on one joke, is doing the same material a lot and then bombing with your gold bits.
The stuff that was A material.
A material bombing is the worst fucking feeling ever.
And you're really like, you're selling it the way that you've been selling it, but your face isn't emoting properly. And you're just doing all the motions, but it's everyone's just like, what the fuck is he doing? They're just staring at you, and you're like, guys, right? No.
That's got to be what being a hooker feels like. That you're just like, at some point you're going through the motions, and you're like, I'm doing the hand stuff, and you're like, Yeah, I'm dead behind the eyes. But this worked last night.
Listen, just stick to the fucking hand stuff and it will work.
Oh, trust me, the guys in Barrie, they came. All right? I don't know what's wrong with you guys.
It's a little bit fucking stuck up.
You know what? He
I don't
did
like my
also-
hand stuff.
Even in this prostitute metaphor, he did mention another thing that is worse when you're bombing with your A material and then they go, oh, this worked the other day. Like when you get that line, then you know you've given up on being happy that night.
Yeah.
Brovo's a big guy like that.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it so much.
Dude, I love Brovo so much.
Yeah.
I've seen him on some like weird choice lineups where he'll be. There's this one comic, Jean-Marco Cerezi, from New York. Rob Mayu had brought him into what was it? What was it at the time? The Royal.
Yeah.
And I was hosting, and he promised Brovo, yes, like opening spots.
Yeah.
And it's like. These are like TikTok, like I like this comic, this kind of like he's not he's a good comic.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a very John Mulaney, like very like, oh well, it wasn't this crazy. Oh guys, one time I made out with this guy in Boy Scouts, and it's like, oh, it's like,
ew.
And then but he's crushing. I can handle it. It's fine. But dude, the first joke that doesn't go over well with that crowd that Brovo says,
tweener crowds,
and then Brovo will just be like, fuck you, I'm a good looking guy, I don't need you people. That's the point where he loses them, and then he's like, I'm just gonna fucking kill. I'm gonna follow one of you guys home. I'm gonna kill you. Like, oh.
So he was doing his A stuff.
He does have my favorite
I fucking
comebacks
love
to the
it.
fans.
It's so funny.
Because everybody else might. There's two ways to go: is either try to make them laugh, or just keep doing what you're doing, like switch it up, or keep doing what you're doing, or insult them.
Yeah.
When I see him,
he always chooses violence. It's
he
funny.
always chooses violence, and not just that. I don't know any other comic who, in retaliation to them, talks about how good looking he is.
It's great.
He made me die laughing last Wednesday at the corner.
Yeah.
I was there for the 10 o'clock like guest bucket, guest spots. And Brovo, I can't remember if he was one of the like 10 o'clock, if he was the last person on the 9, but he was the last. And he went up, and his joke doesn't do well. He's like, whatever. He's like, I'm headlining at the corner.
So funny. When were we doing that?
He's on headlining the open mic. The last name out of a bucket.
He insults the audience back like that guy at the club who gets turned down by girls and goes, whatever, bitch. I'm better looking. You don't know how much money I make.
You have no idea how much money my fucking parents have. You don't know who my dad is?
He is in good shape for a 50-year-old man.
That's true.
Is he 50?
He's
way older
He's
than
older
you
than you would think.
Yeah. I was at his birthday recently.
I know he's older than I can't remember how old he is. But when we did that Jean-Marco show, every time I would come back on stage after him, I'd be like, in summary, he's a good-looking guy and he doesn't need you fucking people. And just fucking cry.
I admire it, though.
Yeah, for sure. I love it's so funny.
Yeah.
It is funny, and it's just not for this audience. And it's also there's like it's a specific audience that if he was opening for like Dice Clay, he would be a monster.
He would be personally a monster if he opened for Dice Clay. Do you know how much we'd have to hear about that?
Yes, of course. 100%. He's definitely not keeping a little bit of a humbleness to it for sure within him, but you know.
No, but do you admire that as also? We were talking earlier about you being a little insecure sometimes. When you see a supremely confident person, do you hate that person or admire them?
I don't know. It depends. It's a case by case basis because, like, with Brovo, absolutely, it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's fucking. It fits perfectly. With other people, like, because it's not arrogant with Brovo in my mind. It doesn't come across for me as arrogant.
All right.
It for sure is. Like, by definition standpoint.
Yours is cutting off. Switch with me because you're talking.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Something,
is it-
I don't
is it
know.
fucked
Something
up?
was happening.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your
so
fault.
it's not.
Just want you to have a good mic.
So it's in my mind, it's not arrogance, but there are some people who come across as like, okay, I don't know, it's kind of there's a combination. It's kind of like a recipe where it's just arrogance.
Yeah.
There's no other zest to it. It's not like there's no other quirky characteristics about this person.
Right.
Not even quirky, but like there's nothing else that like kind of enhances or makes it endearing. You're just arrogant.
Right.
You're just like, I'm the fucking best. Yeah. It's like, what do you do? And you're like, I'm fucking good. Like, all right.
My girl went on a date with Brovo.
No, I forgot about that. Yeah.
We're talking a lot of shit about bro.
Not even shit. We say he's funny.
Like,
And
look,
he dated my girlfriend. We went on a date with my
be fair,
girlfriend.
yeah, we haven't talked shit.
He's
We-
funny,
we-
and he went on a date with one of the most beautiful women in the world.
Fair.
At least you're not talking about her pussy today. Nasty little bitch.
Talking about his girlfriend's pussy?
Oh, he doesn't stop. As much as you talk shit about my bad jokes, he talks about my girlfriend's pussy.
That is not true. Not that often.
No, just every week when I have to see you here.
So
Come on. Does she not have a great pussy? Tell the world.
she does have a good pussy. I've
see?
heard. I've heard tell.
See, we all know.
I've heard tell of
just
the
let's-
references
let's
of the
move
girlfriend's
past
I'm going to get
it.
the big chair.
She has a good.
I'm going back up.
pussy. No, the camera shifted. You can't.
No, I'll just be out.
Sorry, what were you saying? She went on a date with Brovo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Oh, that's literally. Oh, okay. Sick.
No,
Nice.
well, it didn't go well.
Good story.
Yeah. Maybe she's still dating him.
Brovo drank a bunch of drinks really quick and then asked her if she liked them
Yeah.
within the first 5 minutes, and then they was kind of over.
One of the funniest moves I've ever seen Brovo do is he brought this bigger girl to a show.
Yeah.
And did exclusively fat jokes. And he's like, and then she left through his set, and he was like, "Where'd she go?" And he's like, I don't know, dude.
To be fair to him, he didn't do his dumb slut jokes that night. So he's like, well, I can't do my dumb slut jokes. I brought a dumb slut. I got it.
It was a compliment. He didn't think that fat.
I love it.
She did not think she was that fat. Yeah. No, I've had a couple of comics. I've had a couple of friends who dated comics. One guy and one girl, opposite or whatever.
Yep.
The female friend who dated a comic. It's actually my girl's friend or whatever. But she said something that he didn't like at some point, and then he just asked to split the bill and left.
Okay, all right.
So then she paid both bills, and she's like, I don't need this, and then she left. So I feel like he won that round.
Yeah, no,
So
I had a really
he
good
was
time
the
that
comic,
night.
or
He
she
was the comic.
Okay.
She's a civilian. They went on a date,
Ugh.
and
Civilian.
Can we say? Yeah, that was pretty bad. But
I'm just trying to explain. I don't want to confuse. It was.
Yeah.
I don't want to confuse.
Yeah.
She's a non-comic, and and he. I don't know. Something happened on the date that like he disliked or something, and he decided he went to the waiter or server and he said, when you bring the bills, bring 2 separate bills.
She's like, my favorite comic is Carrot Top, and you're like, fucking. What are we even doing here? This ain't gonna last.
I will not have you besmirch Carrot Top on this podcast.
You like Carrot Top?
I think he is top 10 comics of all time. If
Okay,
anything.
that's
I don't believe that at all.
that's nuts.
No, I do like. I don't think he's so bad.
I don't think I've ever watched Carrot Top, to be honest.
Yeah, he does like props. It's fun. But I
know
wouldn't
he
say
does.
he's top
I know
10.
he does. No, he does props, but
How come there's no prop comics? I'm getting lost in like
there are
one
prop
track mind.
comics, but it's like, dude,
But they're
imagine
fucking in
lugging that
Toronto?
shit around.
Yeah.
They
They're also
fucking fail
cheesy.
out because it's so much. Yeah, it's cheesy.
At that point, just be a magician.
Yeah.
I
If
want
you're
to be.
gonna have a bunch of props, just make stuff disappear,
true.
reappear. Be a magician.
Yeah.
I just want to be a prop comic and bring out only dildos, and the puns have nothing to do with. I just go.
No.
Another dildo.
Just like stroking your chin.
Throw it into the
you're trying to
audience.
do introspective humor, and you're like,
I did want. We're almost done, so don't worry. I can see you wanting to get out of here. This guy.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I'm just making sure that I'm not late.
Oh, you have somewhere to go?
Yeah, I gotta go pick up Tisha.
Oh, who's that? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Our girls' names are very similar.
What's your girl's name again?
Trisha.
Trisha. Tisha. Is it Latricia?
No, it's just Trisha.
No, because my girlfriend,
Is
my wife's
Letitia?
Latisha. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's not close. at all.
did you take her L when you got married? You be Lamax.
Lamaxa.
It's the best nonsensical joke I've ever heard.
It'd be a fun thing to do if you got married to a
Lamax.
black lady where you're like, well, now I'll make my name more black.
Lamax. That would be so fun. I kind of want that.
You start calling yourself Lamax Sheldrick?
Yo, Lamax Sheldrick. Oh, that's
It
so
sounds
fun.
cool. It sounds cool. You can't deny it. You got to do it at least once. Lamax Sheldrick. I bet you back.
Maybe I'll make a character. Do a character. I mean, this is gonna get dicey.
That's what I was gonna say. I can't imagine Lamax Sheldrick being a non-racy character.
It's a little intense. Yeah, it's really.
Your girl's family's just looking at your skit like,
Oh, dude,
ooh,
yeah.
this is rough.
I'm ruining the day that one of her family members finds some of my comedy, and
At least you don't have to worry about her dad, right?
No, he's not around. But anyways, no, there's like a lot of like.
He's not here.
It's true. Dude. I get offended, but my girl's dad is not around. Neither is my mom, so.
A lot of pedophile humor that they just don't get.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they don't get the pedo jokes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
There's
yeah.
like some-
well, they get, but it offends them, yeah.
Yeah, they get very offended.
Do you
Or
ever
they
try
can-
to
they
explain
can-
why it's funny? You're like, because it's not
because
happening to me.
Yeah, you understand that it's so out of my reality.
Yeah.
That's why it's funny.
No, that Law 25 show I used to do in Brampton.
Yeah.
The one comic that like had the audience want to kill him.
Yeah.
He told pedo jokes.
Like legit, like, oh, I was fucking a kid.
No,
kind of jokes, or-
no. He just referenced pedophiles. Yeah.
Man, I don't like because I have one joke about YouTube pedophile hunters, and then someone told me they're like, oh no, yeah, you do like all the pedophile jokes.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like I do one joke about pedophile hunters,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
everyone
yeah.
just labels it.
Yeah, man.
Labels you. Like, what the fuck is this?
I got labeled a bear fucker for like 6 years.
Yeah, and people think I'm fat because I told a couple fat jokes. I get you.
Hey, fucking
Oh, you're
no
just doing your fat
respect.
character.
Yeah, I'm doing my fat character, and people are like, "Hey, it's the fat guy." I'm not actually fat; it's
Guys,
a character.
it's just, I'm
You're just like Andrew Dice Clay, where you're so into your character that you just become. You're like, I was actually a skinny guy doing a fat character, but I've gotten so into it that I'm now just a fat man.
Hey.
What is the name of your podcast, actually?
The Midnight Society podcast.
Oh, I did. I saw that. I love the name.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fun. The point of it is to like pitch sketches and make them for the episode, but it's like, I don't know. I just I got a lot on my plate right now and trying to make a lot, trying to get all the production of it. It's a lot goes
No,
into it.
we're with. If anyone's with you
Yeah.
on being like, it doesn't matter what the podcast's original like plan was
Yeah.
to skirt that, because when we did Flicks with Dicks, both of us were always hoping we didn't have to watch the movie.
Yeah.
and just talked. We just wanted
Yeah.
to talk.
That's why we brought in discussions.
You guys
So that
just
I
wanted
could
to
do
fucking hang out.
Episodes where I didn't have to watch the movie.
Yeah, and we had it under and it's similar to yours. I'm not saying this was your intention, but we said the discussion will be our discussion on which movie we should do, but half the time we wouldn't do that and just talk.
And for a solid 2-month period, I did not watch any of the movies, but still do a podcast about it weekly.
Yeah.
And I
How
would
mad
just-
would Dofsky get?
He got pretty
hated
upset with
it.
me several
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
When
yeah.
it would come out like 2 weeks later. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't watch that movie. He's like, what?
But yes, the Midnight Society podcast. It is great. It's a great podcast. I've watched a couple episodes, not
Thank
a
you.
lot. Yeah, but a couple. Yeah,
I
don't
have
listen
not
to a
seen
lot.
it,
No, fucking.
but I've heard people
Like
have
it.
seen it.
Yep, thank you. It's the best compliment I've ever heard.
No, this seems like a weird, and we'll, I don't know, you got to go pick up your wife or whatever. I said we got to go pick up your wife.
gotta go pick
Come on,
her
all
up.
three of us.
Oh, it's all good.
Yeah. No, but you're I think the best example off the top of my head. There's a couple others, but whose social media game of like, but comedy wise, not just bullshit nonsense, is on par with. I also like your stage like humor, like your stand up comedy or whatever.
Appreciate it.
Some of them are like good at one, bad at the other.
Yeah.
You're a little more.
Some are bad at both.
I try.
Yes, most often.
I try to. That's the one thing that I want to do is just make sure that the quality's there.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know. Anytime I've like kind of half-ass something and put it out, I always end up deleting it or just like maybe it stays up there for a little while and then I'll scroll through it back and then fucking archive. I just don't. I don't know. I kind of hate. I hate half-assing shit. Any of it.
Well, anyway, we're going to delete this episode.
Yeah, we half-assed it. we didn't even bring up the tall chairs.
All right, Max Sheldrick, thank you for being on the... I was going to say the Flicks with Dicks podcast. It feels like that.
Flicks with Ogres.
Yeah, Flicks with Ogres podcast.
Yeah.
No, yeah, check out the Midnight Society podcast.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you.
Is it filmed at midnight?
No, we just do blackout curtains. There's a lot of production that goes into it, like the fucking lighting.
Like it.
You should check it out.
I don't even know what blackout curtains are.
It's
I put
curtains you put up when you get hammered.
Yeah.
You get blackout drunk and put curtains up.
Actually, really like that.
I do know. I do know those.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for being on.
Brother, thank you.